Oh, I'm live. So, this is a spontaneous live coming from me. I'm in the realm at the minute, and the Wi Fi in here isn't always the best. So, if you're watching this on a replay, then I'm sorry if it's going to be a little bit funny. We'll start the whole point of this video within 5 minutes. So, again, if you're watching it on a replay, pop back or skip through, sorry, the video to 5 minutes' time where we will get to the point. I'm not sure if we'll have many people turn up at this time of day because a lot of people be preparing their tea and things like that. But it doesn't matter. I wanted this video to go out to everybody on a replayable level anyway. But also, if anyone does want to hop on and join, then that's great. Hello. Hi guys. So we're everyone joining now. When this point hits 5 minutes is when we're going to get to the main point of this video. Hi Greg. So all in all, I basically, I don't know if any of you watched it. I did that major update video where I showed off all past and future projects and said I got things kind of how I want them. But there was always one thing playing on my mind, and that was how to get the perfect shot, the perfect filming angles, the perfect anything with current equipment. So I'm not going to sit there and upgrade cameras, and I can't afford to get better audio yet and things like that. But getting that perfect shot for you guys, and I kind of came up with an idea which we'll go on to in a minute, but I need to discuss it with you and see if you guys think it's a good idea. Sorry, the light was shining on you, and whether or not I should put this effort in, because it's going to be a big project, quite possibly one of the biggest projects I've done within the realm. And I kind of want to make sure that it's going to be worth it. So, as I said, when we get to 5 minutes in on this video is when I'll discuss exactly what it is. But I see a lot of YouTubers have joined here. So do you guys ever get frustrated that you can't get that perfect angle? You can't get your filming right because of the frame of the enclosure, because of glare on your enclosure? If your viewers here, let me know if it ever has irritated you because you've wanted to watch a YouTuber but they just couldn't get that angle right. The hands are in the way, or the enclosure frame was in the way, or the glare from the sun, or the lighting equipment was in the way. I think that's one of the biggest frustrations. Hello everyone that's joining. Oh, sorry, I cut off for a second then. Sorry about the connection, won't be great up here. I think I've come up with the idea that will solve most videos. So it won't solve rehousings as such. It won't solve feed clips, especially tarantula feeding clips, but it will solve the problem of especially unboxings when you really want to show off the animal, but you've just took that funky angle and it didn't catch on camera properly, and the audience haven't held any retention because it just got boring for them to try and see you struggling to get an angle, and then off it pops, runs down a hide. Like, I've had a perfect example. The video won't be out for a while now, but I rehoused 3 new animals. This will be in like 2 weeks time, I think, and all 3 just popped into the hide and I barely got the good shot. Sorry, I'm going to read back. My comments have disappeared. Oh no, there they are. Yeah, so Greg, you're feeling the pain. Did some filming earlier. It was all awful. The file see, that's the problem. This is why when I started, I did everything on my phone. And I actually had to use a credit card to upgrade all my stuff, and I put myself in a fair whack of debt for a while, which is all paid off now. But I tell you what, it was bloody worth it to go and put myself, I think I put myself in about 900 quid of debt to upgrade equipment, and you don't have to go that far, but it was worth it in the end. So what I did is I get paid for my work fortnightly instead of monthly, and when the credit card sat there saying minimum payments per month, I counted it per payday. So I was actually doubling, because I was doing it every 2 weeks, to pay off for my equipment, and it worked. But even after all that, I could not get the perfect angle. Found a show the other day. You love my content. Thank you very much, Ryan. I really appreciate that. Use your phone and thinking of paying for an early upgrade. See, using a phone isn't a problem. I don't think it's ever a problem. I think the problem is the angle. I think you need 2 more clips. That's all right. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Just as quick as you can, because I am going to have to open that free for all pretty soon. Yeah, so we've got under the 5 minutes, so I'm going to tell you my actual idea now. So all in all, as we've discussed, as a content creator, one of the hardest things I think we can do is get you beetle, my stick insects. Sorry, it keeps cutting off. I can never get that angle that I want. So here is the idea, and I want you guys to tell me honestly, and I really, really need honesty here, okay? I won't mind if you judge me on it. I need the judgment because I need to know if this is a good idea, because it's going to use up a lot of space here in the realm. So if I'm going to flip my camera now. So do you guys remember I set up a little table here? I had the enclosures on the back, which were those enclosures there. And I had a couple of others sitting on the back, and I had a little strip on the front here, which is where I can, you know, do some unboxings and do whatever. So I had this table area, which I've cleared. So the idea I've got is to make a sort of filming utopia. So my idea here is to build not an enclosure, an open area, where the back is going to go up to about here, long way, right? It'll have half triangular sides coming down this side, down this side, covered in substrate along the bottom. I'll try and design the back to look like maybe rock work or something like that, and the sides. I'll then try and tweak ways of getting some sort of lighting overhead as well. Have some, possibly some live plants, depending if I can keep them alive. I'll have to work that out for drainage and so on. But if you could imagine now a backing going all the way up to here. That's all right, mate, don't worry. Triangular sides, filled with substrate, filled with decor, you know, nice bits of bark, bits of foliage, real plants that can trail up the back on this whole massive scale. Yeah. As purely a filming area, as a display area only. So I could go over, I got some stick insects in here, right? Oh, look, advertising Gar while I'm here. I could take something out of here, or I've got a mantis over here, or we've got the tarantulas. I could take them out into this naturalistic sort of utopia, Eden type place, place them on there. I'll have a large log shape from a tree as the centerpiece, which will work perfectly for arboreal tarantulas and arboreal living insects. The stick insects will climb it, mantis will climb it, anything will climb it, and we can capture that perfect shot, unless of course it goes around the back. Say I've got a tarantula to unbox. I can unbox it on this Eden, this utopia area. Let the animal run free for a moment, let it settle, so that we can get those angles, those lovely shots before cupping it and then rehousing it. No more struggles of trying to get the animal unboxed and straight into an enclosure. It runs free for 5 minutes to calm down, where you get the perfect angle, cup it, put it in. I mean, I'd still be a bit wary about doing it with things like pokies and Asian tarantulas. But with any of your bog standard New Worlds or terrestrials, or even Asian fossorials, which are not going to be necessarily scarpering upwards, we can get a good shot. So I've read the comments, and it seems like you're all positive about this. I am going to put up a poll after this video. Let me flip you back. I'm going to put up a poll after this video, and I'd appreciate if everyone took the time to just put the vote in, because it's very, very different you guys coming to me and saying that's a cracking idea than it is for anybody else that may have replayed this video or thought about it. And obviously the votes are anonymous, I think, on YouTube. So if somebody kind of thought, oh, no, that's a stupid idea, you can have the freedom to do so. So if you could all answer the poll that will come up after this on my community tab, that would be wonderful. But it is a big project, and I lose a hell of a lot of space. I can't have any enclosures along there, for example, anymore. So that's why I need to know if it's worth it to lose a good, I don't even know how long that is, over 100 centimeters, I say, of space, about probably 120 centimeters of space that could house loads of enclosures for the sake of getting that perfect shot. So you can't see anything of a bad idea. Thank you. I think it's a good idea. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think it's a good idea anyway. Otherwise, I wouldn't be thinking about doing it. But it is going to be a lot of work. It's going to take a long time. But I really want to up my game here. And I know there's a lot of content creators in this stream, but I'm always trying to up it and up it. And I find that a lot of my videos are just me talking for a lot of the time because I didn't get that many angled shots of the animals that I like. Aside from in maybe my Phasmid files where stick insects are pretty easy to film, but all the other things I can't catch any in this area because they'd be in a strange area. That doesn't matter. I can catch the feeding clips within the enclosures, but I can capture them in all their beauty, rummaging around in really naturalistic environment where there's no wall background to catch on camera. If they're stood at the side, hopefully I'd catch the triangular side pieces as well. Try and get the lighting in plus my own lighting, so I've got two angles of light coming in. I just think that it will provide potentially the perfect shots for any animal. And if it works, I would, well, that light, if it works, I would encourage everyone to give it a go, maybe on a smaller scale if you haven't got the space, maybe a miniature coffee table, build up the sides and the backing, and just have that work. Because I don't know, right now, hi Scott, right now I think it's an amazing idea. But when it comes down to it later on, is it going to be that waste of space? That's what I want to know. If it's not going to help grow the channel, because this is purely for the audience, you see. My room, how I set it up is for me. You know, what animals I buy is for me. How I care for them is for me. And I just like to show it off on YouTube. But using that entire space won't be for me. It will be purely for the audience to get those better shots. And what I don't want to do is put the time, effort, money in and for it to not give any kind of positive result. Do you see what I mean? Like the perfect example I can think of to you guys, I'm pretty sure most of you probably follow Mark's Tarantulas, and if you don't, you should, and shame on you because the guy is an epic filmer. Now, I actually, believe it or not, have the exact same camera as Mark from Mark's Tarantulas. We didn't know that until I bought it. And the crystal clear shots Mark gets isn't because of his camera, guys, because he's got the same camera as me. He's got a cracking camera. It's a good camera, don't get me wrong. But look at his quality in comparison to mine. And all he's doing is getting the right angles. Because he uses mostly Exoterras, he can either film from bird's eye view, he can take the lid off, he can open the front doors of the Exoterra, which a lot of my enclosures, as you can see, are like tarantula room ones. You can't take a front off. So I can't film from the front without glare. Roaming around, exploring its environment, see it from the front, from the top, from the side. If there's a threat pose, I'm in no real danger because the space is so large. You know what I mean? If you get something there rear up at you, it's not going to be able to slap and get me. It's not going to be able to bite me. And if it runs, it's got a hell of a long way to run for me to catch it again. You see what I mean? If it runs up, I can cup it. If it runs to the side, I can cup it. The only problem is going to be if it ran forwards towards me, but by doing that, it's going to then have to climb down the Exoterras or jump, and if it does, I've got an incredibly soft rug here, incredibly soft. So if it were to do a leap here, the only thing I think I would need to do is adjust under the coffee table enclosure and other areas where if it were to run off, that it can't get in somewhere and hide. Just do it right now. You're overthinking it. The thing is, you've got to overthink it as a creator. So I've gone through that window. I've gone through so many ideas that have given no result. You see what I mean? And we're not, unless you're a massive YouTuber, you're not earning enough to be using that money. So I've probably spent, when it comes to equipment, design, and things for the audience, I've spent more on that than I have spent on all my animals that I've ever bought, including before YouTube, added together. So if you see, I've put in thousands of pounds towards audience retention and trying to get things right for the audience. And when that doesn't pay you back in the way that you kind of need to be able to start paying that money back, it's frustrating. So I want to be able to keep upping my game for the audience. You see what I mean? Because they're the people that are helping me. They're the people that are supporting me. They're the people that give me a certain amount of money that allow me to buy more animals. So I I have to be able to provide. I'm not one of these YouTubers who films and does everything at the most basic level that I possibly can, get a bit of money off you guys, and then go spend it on freaking getting pissed and buying stupid things. I spend every Patreon bit of money I get and every YouTube bit of money I ever get, and if I just waste that money on myself and not on giving back, then I don't think people, I just don't think people should be paying YouTubers to do that. They're not giving back. Some of these YouTubers, I'm not just talking about animal YouTubers here. Some of these YouTubers are bringing in, quite literally, I'm not talking about massive ones, but still bringing in over £1,000 purely on Patreon money. That's just people giving money. That's nothing to do with actual YouTube itself. That's not ad revenue. And these people are not giving back. They're spending the money on new cars, suits, holidays, and they're not actually giving back. And I think if you're going to support someone with your hard-earned money, you need to have something back. And I certainly would feel that way. And I'm not a rip-off person. I won't ever, that's probably why I'm never going to be rich, because they always say the poorer people are the generous ones, and if I get money, I'm going to pay it back. But this is getting a little bit deep now, and I'm trying to click my phone to see my comments. Where are they? So, Jaggers, you sent the stickers. Thank you very much. I'll make sure to show them off. I have got about 5 videos in advance scheduled at the minute, so they will get shown off. It just might take a while. Amy thinks I'll benefit from it. Thank you. Scott, being YouTube's expensive. Yes, it certainly is. Where are we, Greg? I think it would be an awesome upgrade to the channel and be amazing to watch. I know. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. And I just, like I said, I just want the great shots. So I've done a video. I don't know when it's going to be out for you guys, because I'm actually ahead of myself. Maybe 4 videos time or something. So I unboxed something that was a gift from somebody, and I did my best to get angles of this animal, and I wasn't thoroughly disappointed in the angles I got, but it was mediocre, and I didn't want to give mediocre back, especially as that person watches this channel. They've gifted me something, and I wanted to give back by providing them the best shots I could, and I was so disappointed in myself that I couldn't give that back to that person. That I want to be able to do that. I want to build this Eden, this utopia, whatever you want to call it, to film the perfect shot of the animals. Thank you, Bradley. I appreciate that. I think it would need this too, because as I said, I talk too much, and if you guys are watching an animal do something, then it's flipping back and it's back to me talking, and I don't have 2 cameras to do that, but you can do it with 1 camera if you pre-record shots of the animal. I can't do that if I can't get the good shot. You see what I mean? I joined, so I have no idea what the plan is. I'll go through it again quickly. What's the upgrade? So yeah, so as Scott says, it's an animal staging kind of thing. So I'll flip this camera again for anyone that's just joined. So this table here, I'm thinking of creating this entire space, including up this wall to like here, slightly down the sides in a triangular area. Yeah, sorry, my Wi-Fi keeps cutting out. And I'm going to build it as a naturalistic filming area for the animals, so you guys can get the perfect shot you can, whether it be tarantula on the floor, whether it be arboreal tarantula walking up a tree trunk, whether it be a mantis, a stick insect. So that's basically the whole idea. If you want to replay this and go back, skip 5 minutes into the video, and you'll get the full idea from me explained. So where are we now? You can get 2 weeks of videos just making it, so you don't need ideas. That's very, very true. That it's going to be hard. It's going to be big. It's going to be a pain. But so far, I've had a positive response. So I think at the minute, I'm going to say it's going to be the go-ahead. It's what I'm going to do. I've got a video up tonight as well, guys, by the way, at 7 p.m. UK time. It's actually a bit boring. I did a review of a company called Buzzard Reptiles. Rewatching that video, I was a little bit bored, but it might be worth it if you guys ever want to go and purchase from them, because I didn't give them a 10 out of 10, but I also didn't score them really, really low either. And I'd be interested to see your opinions on my review of this particular company as well, because I'm not sure if I was being a little bit harsh or not. But okay, so thank you guys for feeding back to me on this live and joining me. I wasn't sure I'd get any people really at this time of day. Did Pets Home ever get back to me about their leaflet? Nah, they ignored me. They responded to somebody put my video up on Twitter and tagged them, and Pets at Home's response to that person on Twitter was, "Thank you for informing us of this video, but we assure you every shop has a specialist member of staff in that area." Specialist, because I spoke to every member of staff that day, different things about that tarantula, and they're like, "Huh? Oh, right." Only one girl said scribble out stuff on the leaflet and give it back. Everyone else looked to me like they have no idea what I'm talking about. So they're just liars. They're just bloody liars, Pets at Home. So, and I'll happily say it. And so that I don't get sued here, let's just point out that this is my personal opinion of Pets at Home. Okay, so reading this, people are still, we want to see a video of you making it. I will do my best to do that. It might have to be in parts because I'm going to have to wait for a lot of things to dry. So we will try. But I think I'm going to shoot off now, guys. I've got to have something to eat because I haven't actually eaten today. I've been removing all this space and I've been sorting out other things. I've done quite a few unboxings coming up. I've done quite a few videos. Like I said, I think I'm at least 5 ahead of myself, not including today's video. So yes, it's good. It gives me time. It gives me time to prepare this, but I'm just going to keep talking on. So I'm going to leave it there. Remember, guys, on my community tab in a moment, literally a couple of minutes after this video, I'm going to be putting up a poll whether you think it's a good idea or not, linking back to this video. So if you could please, even if you've answered me here, if you could please vote on that poll as well, just so that I can get the overall idea of everybody as a community. It's 5 p.m. You gotta wait. I know. This is the problem, though. Like, I did sleep in quite a bit today. I'm going to be honest, but it's too much to do. So much to do in here all the time, and editing. I think I've spent 4 hours editing today, as it is. So it's fine. I'm going to go eat now anyway. Where are we now? Oh, I love you too, Scott. What else was written here? Can get some cheap GoPros and put them in corners of the floor. Yeah, I thought about getting some GoPros, but I'm not very good with them. I borrowed one off somebody once, and because there's so very few buttons to actually maneuver around how it's working, I just got confused and fed up, and I gave up on the idea. But I've got this phone, which is what I'm filming off here, so the quality is nowhere near as good, but it's not the worst. The bad parts of what you're getting here is my internet connection rather than my phone quality. So I could always set up my phone separately to my camera. We'll figure something out like that. Sorry, my internet keeps going, guys. Greg, you just got to stay strong, my friend. Like, I know there's a lot of things going on that will be outside of YouTube, but just remember, YouTube is there for you more than anybody else, and you just gotta keep pushing. I've got faith in you. Stay strong, my friend, and thank you very much for my birthday card and stickers. So 8 legs, 4 wheels, guys. Greg and Rachel, lovely people, some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, personally met in my life. So if you don't follow their channel, make sure to go and check them out. I'm going to leave it here, guys. Thanks again for all your support. I will put up that poll in a few minutes time, so if you could answer on there, I'd be very grateful, and I will see you when I see you. I'll do another live during this lockdown at some point too. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate everything you said. You write a letter to Canada. We aren't allowed to keep sticking sex beetles and cockroaches. I could try for you. I think there's certain areas you can. I know of Canadians keeping Indians stick insects, but that's something we'll discuss on another time. But yeah, take care, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.